For another section on lines. This time we're going to be writing equations of parallel and perpendicular lines in CG5. So what we found out in the last section about parallel lines is they never intersect. They never intersect. They have the same slope. Right, that was how we determined that lines are parallel to each other, or if we have parallel lines, we know that they have the same slope. Now, another thing about parallel lines is if there's multiple lines parallel to the same line, then they're parallel to each other. The transitive property applies to parallel lines. So the way we're going to say that, two lines parallel, two lines parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Now, for both parallel and perpendicular lines, we can write, can be written in slope-intercept or point-slope form. So the y equals mx plus b, or the point slope y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So the same thing is true for perpendicular lines. Can be written in slope-intercept or point-slope. So those equations over there. Now, what's true about perpendicular lines? Well, they form right angles. They intersect at 90 degrees, or right angles. Now, while parallel lines have the same slope, perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. Opposite reciprocal slope. So, for example, the opposite reciprocal of 3/2 is so let's not use a dash there, let's say. Okay. So the opposite reciprocal of 3/2 is a negative 2/3. To generalize that, a over b has the opposite reciprocal negative b over a. So for example, we want to write an equation in slope-intercept form of a line that passes through the point 3, 1 and is parallel to the line f of x equals 2x plus 4. Remember, f of x, this is the function notation. This means the same thing as y equals 2x plus 4. We want the slope-intercept form, but that doesn't mean we have to start with the slope-intercept form. If we know it passes through a point and we know it's parallel to this line, well, we know that they have the same slope. Okay. Same slope. So we just look at if this is an mx plus b form, remember the m is the slope. So our line passing through that point and having that slope, it's going to be easier if we start with the point slope form. So for anytime we're coming up with the equation of a line that depending on the information, we'll want to start with the point slope form if we know a point and a slope. It's only when we know the slope, or when we know the y-intercept, that we'll want to use the y-intercept form to start off, even if that's what we're shooting to get it into. So we know the slope, we know the point, so y minus, remember this is our x1, y1, so y minus y1 is y minus 1 equals the slope 2 times x minus our x1, which is 3. And then to get it into slope-intercept form, we're going to distribute the 2, 2x minus 6, and then we can add 1. So y equals 2x minus 5. So there's our line that is parallel to this one. Y equals 2x minus 5 has the same slope as y equals 2x plus 4, but it passes through that point, 3, 1. If I plug in the 3, 2 times 3 is 6, minus 5 is 1. It passes through that point, has that slope. That's the slope-intercept form. If we want to do something similar, write an equation in slope-intercept form of a line that passes through the point 4, 8 and is perpendicular to the line f of x equals negative 2x minus 4. We still start by looking at that slope, and what we know about perpendicular lines is that they have opposite reciprocal slopes. So the opposite reciprocal is a positive 1/2. Positive 1/2. So our line for the x1, y1, and remember this is our m over here. So y minus y1, 8, equals m 1/2 times x minus x1, which is 4. Okay, so the negative 2 is not the slope that we use in the point slope form. It's the opposite reciprocal slope if we're trying to write a perpendicular line. So we're going to distribute the 1/2 because we want to get this into slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is that y equals mx plus b. Y is by itself. So 1/2 x minus 2. Then we can add 8, and y equals 1/2 x plus 6. So y equals 1/2 x plus 6 is my slope-intercept form of my line that passes through that point 4, 8 and is perpendicular to the line y equals negative 2x minus 4. Okay? They have opposite reciprocal slopes. Okay? We'll go through these last couple of examples together in class. We'll stop this right here, and I will see you then. Bye for now.